My bankruptcy is filed. How long does it take to recover? I want to buy a house. And how long would it take to wait after filing bankruptcy? There's misconception that like, oh my gosh, the bankruptcy is on my credit report for 10 years. I won't be able to buy the house. That is an absolute misconception. Two things I want to share with you. Number one, if you're in a chapter 13, you could actually buy a home during an active 13. We've done that many times for our clients. The higher the credit score, the lower the rate. You can buy it during an active 13. Chapter 7, FHA will lend you money with 3.5% down, good interest rate, 2 years after the discharge. One day I was talking to a client, and this is somewhat a friend, but he was more of an acquaintance type thing. And we talked for about a year about his debt, and he just wouldn't pull the trigger on bankruptcy. And he ended up filing bankruptcy, and I had sort of forgotten about it. On Christmas Eve, he calls, and I had his number saved. So he was close enough where he saved his cell on my number on my cell. And he calls me and says, I just had to call you on Christmas Eve. I answer the call. I'm like, what's going on? I had a call because, 2 years and 2 days after the bankruptcy, we closed on our house, and I wouldn't have done it without you. Like, I was renting and I was struggling with my debt. I filed bankruptcy, followed the program, and bought a home, and was in his home 2 years and 2 days after the bankruptcy, and was spending Christmas Eve in his home with his family. That is the power of bankruptcy. See, bankruptcy is not a ball and chain. The banks would want you to think it is, but bankruptcy is not a ball and chain. Bankruptcy is a lifeline. It's a way to say, check, you know what? I've made a mistake and I'm learning from it. That's why I tell you, you don't make the same mistakes you made before after bankruptcy. Most people learn from them and move on, right? Keep in mind, most people file bankruptcy because of a medical issue, job loss. I mean, just things like this that are way out of our control. So bankruptcy is a lifeline, and it is a absolute life changer.